This is Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band Part 1. Let's talk records. In 1978, Bruce Springsteen read Ron Kovic's autobiography, Born on the 4th of July, on a cross-country trip to California and was left in complete awe by what he had absorbed. By chance, he found the book at a small drugstore on a stop they had made on their way to Los Angeles and was compelled to finish the whole thing during the trip. Kovic is a Vietnam veteran that was wounded, left paralyzed, and became an anti-war activist. A movie based on the book starring Tom Cruise was released in 1989. A few weeks later, while Springsteen was staying at a hotel in LA, he kept seeing a young man in a wheelchair by the pool. As luck would have it, Springsteen was amazed that lo and behold, it was Kovic himself. Kovic and Springsteen chatted for a while about the struggles that Vietnam veterans faced after coming back home. Years later, in 1981, after a successful tour to promote The River, Bruce Springsteen rented a ranch in Colts Neck, New Jersey. In his 30s by now, despite the success he had achieved, he started feeling alienated, lost, and lonely. He began therapy and an exercise regimen, but he always felt guilt about dodging the draft years ago. At the house in Colts Neck, Springsteen wrote many songs. One of them was a song called Vietnam, which was a story about a Vietnam veteran coming back home a hero only to be forgotten and discarded by society. Springsteen set out to meet more veterans and learn about their experience. Around this time, writer-director Paul Schrader approached Springsteen to ask him if he would star and write a song for a movie that he was developing called Born in the USA. The story was about a Cleveland factory worker who moonlighted playing guitar in a band at bars. Springsteen decided to adapt the title of the movie for his work-in-progress song Vietnam. In late 1981 in Colts Neck, Springsteen recorded a demo of all the songs that he had written during this period. The idea was to bring the demo for his band, the E Street Band, to record a rock album. In early 1982, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band set out to record the songs on the lo-fi recordings on the demo. After the songs were recorded, Springsteen and manager and co-producer Jon Landau felt that while some of the songs were working out with a rock band, some were not. They decided to release these songs on the demo just as they were in their full acoustic folk glory, which would later end up on the Nebraska album released later that year. These tracks that were recorded with the band have never been released and would later be called Electric Nebraska. Around mid-1983, Springsteen recorded more songs with the E Street Band that he had previously recorded in the same manner on a demo, but this time without his close friend and bandmate, Steven Van Sant. Van Sant had left the band due to feeling trapped and went on tour to support his second album. While Springsteen understood Van Sant's need to spread his artistic wings, his good friend and guitar wingman, leaving the band, ended up hurting him. Word has it that songs Bobby Jean and No Surrender that would be on the album were about his friendship with Van Sant. At this time, the tentative title of the album was Murder Incorporated, after a song that ultimately did not make it on the album. As they appeared to finally have a stellar set list for the next album from the myriad songs that they had recorded, Landau felt that they still needed a lead hit single. This frustrated Springsteen, who had recorded over 50 songs already with his band. He got angry at Landau, left for his hotel room, and came up with Dancing in the Dark to bring to Landau the next day. The lyrics express his frustration to have to churn out a hit as a gun for hire. By early 1984, they had settled that the title Born in the USA was much better for the album title.